Hello everyone, I am Burger, and I'm here to talk about One Piece. And more specifically, I'm here to talk about what race the character San Juan Wolf is. This is my first anime video, so I have no idea how awful or amazing this video is going to be. Please be sure to angrily comment about how bad I am in the comments. Or, if for some reason I make a good video, let me know that too. Anyways, my idea here is that I think San Juan Wolf is a specific race in One Piece. And not a lot of people seem to be talking about this because as much as the Blackbeard Pirates have been hyped up, most of their members we know very, very little about. We've heard them say a few sentences, we've seen what they looked like, and we've heard their epitaphs, which I probably mispronounced that word. But in any case, I think San Juan Wolf is a fishman. Now, I've heard a lot of people say he's a giant, but most of the giants we've seen have been about the same size. And that would be bigger than a really, really huge human like Big Mom, and smaller than a giant such as Oars. Most giants seem to be around the same size. They're just giants, and they simply are the way they are. Some might be a little bigger, some might be a little smaller, but humans are the same way. In any case, I've also heard people compare him to Oars, but we have no idea what Oars is. I'm inclined to think Oars is his own species, or some horrible experiment gone horribly wrong, or right, depending on who you ask. It's difficult to say what on earth Oars is, but I don't think he's just a different type of giant. I think he's his own species, just like humans and fishmen and minks are the same size, but they are their own race. On average, because now let me get into this, fishmen tend to be highly different sizes. They tend to be highly different sizes. Shirahoshi and her father are relatively large. They're about the size of a small giant. Or at least that's the way I've interpreted them, since I've never seen them stand next to a giant. And then there's really, really, really big fishmen, like Watasume. Not everybody seems to know what Watasume is a fishman, and I don't blame them for thinking that, since he's usually referred to as an umebozu. But I think he just looks like an umebozu. And an umebozu is a creature from Japanese mythology with an interesting story behind it. But he is indeed a fishman. He breathes underwater, his facial structure seems similar to fishman, and he just happens to be a really big variety. His parents probably didn't expect him to grow so large. That's just my thoughts on Watasume. And finally, now on to San Juan Wolf and why he is a fishman. It's possible that there's an even bigger type of fishman that's exceedingly rare, even bigger than Watasume's type of fishman. Fishmen, if I should have mentioned this earlier, they look like a specific type of fish, and there are exceedingly rare ones that are exceedingly large. So is it possible that San Juan Wolf is just modeled after a specific fish that happens to be insanely large, and this type of fishman is insanely rare? And we haven't seen a lot of San Juan Wolf, but he's said to be the largest creature in existence. Whether this is true, I'm unclear, as there was an elephant the size of an island with legs 10,000 meters long. It's hard for me to think that there's a creature bigger than that, much less one we've seen on screen. Although his body has been largely obscured, and we have seen him in a state where it looks like he's walking on the bottom of the ocean, although in my opinion, he is walking near an island, so I'm not sure he's actually standing at the deepest part of the ocean right there. And finally, his face. Although fishmen tend to look very different, they do have a specific style to them. Just like you can tell one character is from one artist's art style, even though their features are completely different, Fishmen have a certain style to them, and if he was a lot smaller, I could see him fitting in amongst the fishmen. The discolored, the strange face, although strange faces tend to happen with humans as well, with Oda's art style. And I can't think of any other reason why he would be so freaking big. Like, he's really big. In one scene, you can see his face eclipse the sky. And yes, it is foggy, and yes, it is a certain angle, but I still think that's quite the feat, as the sky is pretty large. So, that's my best guess, is that he's a fishman. If you disagree with me, I'd love to hear what you have to say. I really would. Please try to be civil about it. I would love to hear what you have to say. The only thing I can think of is if he's not a fishman, he's something we haven't seen yet, which is another possibility. In any case, I'm very interested to find out what he is and his origins. Now that Oda seems to be giving backstories to more of his villains, as of especially Whole Cake Island, 2 or 3 separate villains got a backstory in that arc, and that's a lot more than used to be. Like in Skypiea, none of the villains got a backstory really, which is a shame, because I would have loved to seen some of their backstories. But now that they're getting backstories, I'm really looking forward to seeing if we actually do get an explanation as to what San Juan Wolf is. Went on a little bit of a tangent there, but I think I'm mainly on topic, and that is that I think San Juan Wolf is a fishman. I think there's nothing else for me to say on the subject, so I hope you have a great day. That's it for today, everyone. Bye.